Morning everyone. In this video, today we are going to discuss about creation units, market making by authorized participant and role of authorized participants. So let's discuss about creation units. Creation units are also known as creation baskets. A creation unit is a block of new shares which are sold by an ETF company to a broker for sale on an open market. Or it can be said as a specific list of names and quantities of securities or other assets that may be exchanged for ETF shares. In other words, a set of shares or securities that makes up one unit of a fund held by the trust that underlies an ETF is called as creation units. Creation units may vary in size, most of it containing between 25,000 and 6 lakh ETF shares each. Large blocks of 50,000 shares or more of that is called as creation units. Each creation unit will contain all the securities held by its ETF. So, in short, large blocks of ETF shares are called as creation units. So, the next one is market making by authorized participant. First of all, we need to know who is an authorized participant. Authorized participants are large institutional organizations such as market makers or specialists, which is an entity chosen by an ETF sponsor to undertake the responsibility of obtaining the underlying assets needed to create an ETF. The authorized participant or AP plays a crucial role or a critical role in construction of an ETF's creation unit. After acquiring all the underlying stocks that will form the ETF, the AP will often need to transfer the shares to a custodian bank. This AP may act either on their own behalf or on behalf of market maker or institutional clients. Role of authorized participants. We already discussed who is an authorized participant and market making by authorized participant. So next we are going to learn about role of authorized participant. When an ETF company wants to create new shares of its fund, it contacts AP, that is authorized participant. As I said earlier, an AP may be a market maker, a specialist, or any other large financial institution. Essentially, someone with a lot of buying capacity. It's the job of AB to acquire or to get the securities that the ETF wants to hold. For example, if an ETF is designed to track the Sensex index, the AP will buy shares in all 30 Sensex constituents in the exact same weight as the index and then deliver those shares to the ETF provider. In exchange, the provider gives the AP a block of equally valued ETF share, which is called a creation unit, which we have already discussed. These blocks are usually formed in block of 50,000 shares. The exchange takes place on a one for one fair value basis. The AP delivers a certain amount of underlying securities and receives the exact same value in ETF shares priced based on their net asset value, that is NAV, not on the market value on which the ETF is to be trading. So, in this transaction, both the parties, that is the ETF provider and the AP, gets benefited from this transaction. The ETF provider gets the stock it needs to track the index, and the AP gets a lot of ETF shares which he can resell for profit. This also can happen in a reverse order. APs can remove the ETF shares from the market by purchasing enough of those shares to form a creation unit and then delivering those shares to the ETF issuer. In exchange, the APs receive the same value in underlying securities of the fund. This is a picture showing the creation and redemption process which you will learn. So, through the entire process of both the creation process and redemption process, we can clearly see the role of authorized participant in both of these processes. So to conclude, the role of authorized participants can be said as buying shares from investors or market, delivering shares all which are already owned, sell ETF units in secondary market. AP helps to increase liquidity, and they can create or redeem shares directly with the ETF. So I hope you all understood all the topics covered in this video. So thank you all.